Welcome to you. Welcome, one and all. Welcome, 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 welcome to this another session of Empowerment Hour. And I am your host, Prophetess Dr. Angela Reynolds. And with me joining shortly will be my co-host and our guest speaker for tonight, Lisa-Gaye Richards. We're very excited to have her on the platform. And so I just want to say welcome. If you're joining us for the first time, please share the broadcast, share it. Welcome to those of you on YouTube. Welcome if you're on Periscope. Welcome if you're on Facebook. Welcome to all of you. Share the broadcast and come on in and let us have a discussion on how to kick that fear out. Start your business today. So welcome, welcome one and all. So if you're on the platform and it's your first time, special welcome and special shout out to all of you that are on time. All of you that are on time. Yes, Sandra, I can see you're excited. Yes, Anne-Marie, I see you all coming in. And so we're very excited. And I'm going to have my co-host joining me shortly. But at this time, I just want to introduce to you our guest speaker for the night, because she's a very, 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 very unique individual. She might be laughing in the background at me right now, but she's a very unique individual. And I just want to introduce her to you. Lisa-Gaye Richards. She's a mother, she's a wife, and she's the mother of a child. She is a native born Jamaican, and now she resides in the US. Now, Lisa earned a BS in Management Studies from the University of the West Indies, Jamaica, and she also earned her Master's of Science in Psychology, Child and Adolescence, focused from the Southern New Hampshire University. She has been in online marketing for about 10 years, and currently she's a financial representative at the largest credit union in the state of North Carolina. When Lisa is not in our job role, she loves traveling and listening to music. And most of all, she is a child of God, a Christian who has a heart full of love and gratitude to God for all that she has been through. Her life quote that she lives by is trust the process. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, I want you to welcome Lisa-Gaye Richards to the platform as she shares with you tonight. Let me hold on a minute. I think Lisa needs
there we go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All righty. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. And as I was saying earlier, yes, it is indeed a pleasure. And, I'm very honored that Prophetess Dr. Angela Reynolds asked me to be the guest speaker. Normally, if anyone had asked me to do such thing like this, so to speak, like about 2 or 3 years ago, I would have shied myself away. I would have found every reason in the book to get myself out of it. But sometimes, when the Lord is leading you and he's trying to teach you some stuff, and you just have to go with the flow. And as I said, I trust the process. Whatever the process is in my life, I trust the process because, God is taking you through a process for you to learn something in the end. In the long haul, the best is yet to come. So if I have been given this platform as a guest speaker, I'm going to take it up, whether I do well, yes or no. But the fact is, I rise to the occasion, whatever is the occasion, and I just leave everything to God. And I just hope that whatever I say this evening will impact someone. It will allow someone to have a different perspective on things with regards to business and the fair. And, I just trust that at the end of this um, this talk, you will just go away with something that I said would have resonated with you in some way. So the first thing I want to talk about is being a scaredy cat. We all know that term, being a scaredy cat. And if you ever notice, when a cat is scared, he is fearful. He's trembling, whether it's a cat or an animal, whatever. Once they're scared or frightened, then there is a fear. And that fear tends to paralyze them in that they stand there and they're trembling. They can't move. And I think that is what has happened to us many and many times. We have allowed our fear to paralyze us so much to the point that we don't step out into greatness, step out into your destiny, because we are so fearful. So our topic, kick that fear out and start your business today. The Bible says in Philippians 4:13, which is a common verse of scripture, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Yes, we repeat that scripture verse so many times, but have you really stopped to really think about it? It means that no matter what it is that you have to do, once there is any bit of fear, the mere fact that you know that God is with you, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world, then that strength that is needed for you to embark on whatever it may be, you don't need to worry, because you are strong because of him. He will give you the strength to embark on whatever it may be. So yes, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. As a child of God, it is not for you to be afraid. Why are you afraid to step out of your comfort zone and start something new? God doesn't want you to be timid. As Christians, we are taught to believe that God will provide. Yes, he will. And you must pray and just leave everything. Just leave it. Just pray and do nothing. There's an expectation. God expects you to act. He expects you to take action. James 2:14 says, faith without works is dead. Yes, we believe that God is going to help us in whatever we want to do, but you have to take action. He wants to see you back your faith up with your action. Okay? So we have to get out of this mindset that starting a business is, maybe you may think that it's a worldly concept, and starting your own business, you may become corrupt, and you may not be in alignment with God. But let me tell you something. There is certain talents and gifts that God has given each and every one of us that he wants us to use. And many of us are sitting on that business creative mind. You're sitting on the talent that you have. Maybe you're a graphic artist, you're a musician. You're sitting on that talent. He expects you to do something with it and earn so that you can be in a financial position to sow a seed into the kingdom. Have you looked at it from that point of view? I'm going to share something with you with regards to taking action and being fearful. I remember many and many times that there is like the Holy Spirit is speaking to me about taking action or going in a particular path. And a simple thing as just getting up to ask someone a question. I'm just going to show you how bad the fear can paralyze you. I remember my mom would say to me, God bless her soul, she would say, Lisa, what are you afraid of? You're afraid of someone saying no. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of being rejected. But guess what, Lisa? Being rejected, you're not going to die. And the cliche that we would say is, no, never kill anybody yet. So if you've heard the saying, no, 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 it's not going to kill you. It's one of two things. It's either going to allow you to look at things from another perspective and look at things in a different way and take a different pathway, but you're not going to die. I have ventured in so many opportunities, so many businesses. I have gotten scammed. I have lost my money. I mean, damn it. Yeah, I'm not a very big risk taker, but at the same time, I have lost money and I have been scammed. And I have tried and tried and tried, and I've failed and I've failed and I've failed so many times. If I were to allow all those failures to knock me down and keep me down, then the success that I am experiencing now would not happen, because I would have just given up. I would have just quit. I just said, you know what, forget about it. I'm done. I'm not going down that road anymore. But you can't do that to yourself, because there are so many billionaires right now. They weren't billionaires when they started. They probably failed. Bill Gates, I'm sure. I mean, he has had so many businesses that he has started and failed, started and failed. And if he were to have given up, then he would not be the billionaire he is now. Think about that. Too many of us, we lose out on our opportunities. There's so many opportunities that are there, but it's because of our mindset, that fear, that you don't want to try, you don't want to start. What if? And what if? Yes, that's true. What if? But you wouldn't know what if you don't try. You know what I mean? So we have to kind of change. It's coming right back. Change your mindset. I'm going to draw an analogy here to the parable of the master and the three servants. With regards to that parable, the master and the talents. The master was leaving. He decided to leave his property or, business in the hands of three servants. One, he gave that servant 5 talents. We will consider talents as gifts stroke money, okay? Gold. He gave one servant 5 talents. He gave another 3 and another 1. The master went along his merry way. He came back. He wanted to see what did they do with the gold or the talents that he had given them. The one servant who was given 5, he doubled it. He invested it. He took action and did something with it and turned it over. And so when the master came back, instead of 5, he had 10 talents or 10 bags of gold, doubled it to give his master. Master was very happy. The second servant, he gave 2, he did likewise, doubled it, invested it, turned it over. And what? He gave 4. He got 4. But the other servant who only got one bag of gold or one, as I said, talent, gift, he hid it. When the master came back, he was very annoyed with that servant. I gave you something for you to handle. I gave you this part of my business, my property, one little thing, and you couldn't do something with it and turn it over, double it. You hid it instead. And that's what's happened to most of us. We have our talents. We have our business talents. We have a business mind. We're very creative. We have skills that we can utilize to earn financially. But what are we doing? We're hiding our talent. We're keeping it hidden. We're not doing anything with it. And so we don't make any money with it. No, not at all. Right? Some of us, we have that business sense. We work in the church as the church secretary or the church treasurer. Yeah, good. But what about you putting that same talent? You know how to handle money. You have a business sense. You're keen about investing. Why don't you also utilize that in your own personal business for your own financial gain and freedom? Deuteronomy 8:18. I'm quoting from the NIV version. It states, "Well, remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms his covenant, which he swore to your ancestors." What does that mean? He has given you the ability to produce wealth. So if you have that ability, do something with it to produce the wealth. You have to understand that as Christians, he blesses us financially with the expectations that we're going to bless others and we're going to sow into the kingdom. So if you have a talent, do something, whatever it is. I think the core of what I'm saying is kick that scaredy cat out the way and kick that fear out and take some action. You got to take, if you don't take action, you won't know what you can achieve. Think about it. All right, 2020 went through the door, but it was a challenging year. When we brought in the year 2020, we had our high hopes. We made our New Year's resolutions, wonder what we're going to do, wonder what we want to achieve, all of that. Who would have known that 3 months later, that's now March, a virus would come and attack us in such a catastrophic way? A virus that has changed the whole scope of our economy. A virus that has changed our personal and financial situation. Who would have thought? No. But what? We lost our jobs. Some have. We have lost our income. You lost your primary source of income. And now you are left with, what do I do? What do I do? It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything. You did your job. I mean, you went about doing your job every single day. We rely so much on the security of a 9-to-5 job, not realizing that within a blink of an eye, it can just be taken from under your feet. Within a blink of an eye, you could be fired, you could be laid off, or in a case like this, all right, it's not time to retire yet, but a virus of this nature has come and has pulled that from under you, pulled your secure income from under you. You have family, you have bills to pay, you may have health issues and you have to maintain your health. All of that is gone. What do you do now? You didn't plan a what if. You didn't have a plan B, no second options, no alternative, nothing. Because you were just sitting back, being secure in your 9-to-5 job. What do you do now? What do you do now? Sit and twiddle your thumbs, as we'd say? Or, yes, pray and say, God, please help me to find another job. Please. But we pray. But what do? Do you go out to try and find that job? Do you act Do you start looking online for a job? Do you say, you know what? Let me look at a business opportunity, something that's mine, something that I can control, something that I can earn an income for my family at this point. I need to do something. You can't sit waiting for a fairy godmother to come and hand you down anything. Life isn't like that anymore. The dynamics of life it's just so unpredictable. It's here today, gone tomorrow. So you have to look at things from a different angle. And with this virus, it has forced a lot of persons to now be considering starting a business. It may not be a brick and mortar business because with the virus, you can't go out, you can't, have an office business, a space where you're going to go out and interact. But it may just be an online business that you have to think about. You'd have never thought of it. You'd have never imagined that you would have to think that way. But with what happens in the environment, it affects you. And so you have to learn to adapt. You have to learn to change. You have to learn to change your perspective. You now have to look at different solutions, different pathway, different channels, a whole different ballgame from what you were used to. So now what you got to do? You got to snap out of this. I can't. You got to snap out of, let me take a step. Let me try something. Look at the prodigal son. If the prodigal son, if he had stayed in that pigsty, he left everything that he had. And he said he wants to go out on his own. If he had decided to stay in that pigsty, fearful of going back home, oh no, what's dad's going to say? My friends are going to say, and everyone's going to laugh at me. No. If he had allowed that fear to paralyze him, he would have still remained in that pigsty and would not have gotten up and say, let me go back home. Let me step out of this pigsty and go back home. A similar scenario. Let me step out of this pessimistic way of thinking, of this fearful, timid, shy way of thinking, and let me step out because greater things are ahead. But guess what? You don't know what is out there for you. You don't know. You don't really know your destiny. You don't know what it is really. You may not know what your purpose is really, but you won't know if you just sit and do nothing. Okay? So let's look at some business ideas here now. I'm not a business guru in terms of a brick and mortar business. I have never started a brick and mortar business. But I've been in the online spaces, as I've said, for over 10 years. I've started with a lot of multi-level marketing business, selling health products, network marketing. And then I've now ventured out into affiliate marketing. But for those who would like to start a brick and mortar business, there are a couple of things that you need to bear in mind when you're going to start that, okay? I won't give you all the tips, but I'm going to give you the basic ones that you can start off with. You need to first consider your skill. Consider what is it that you really like to do? Because you remember now, if you're going to start a business with something that you like to do, it's going to keep you motivated, all right? Because once you start a business, you're going to have to keep at it. It's not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to give it your all from the beginning. So it has to be something that you really, really enjoy, right? Then you got to think about, all right, is it a product I want to sell? Is it a service that I want to give? Am I good at cooking? Do I want to go in the food industry? All right, maybe I can't start a business and have to pay for rent for business space for the restaurant, but maybe I can cook from home or something and do takeout because you love to cook. That's your passion. Maybe you have that skill to create, those crafty stuff. You have fingers that you can sew, you can knit, you can make little things and sell them. But then look at it. Maybe a service that you have to offer. You're a photographer. You're good at that. You're a graphic artist. You're good at that. You can sing. You can teach online. You can do tutoring online. So you have to decide and find out what is it that you want to offer. A service, or will it be a product itself, a tangible product? Then you need to identify your niche market. Who is it that you're going to be targeted? Is it that whatever you have to offer is more geared for children, for teenagers, for mothers, for fathers, for persons that are over the age of 50, as the case might be? So you have to structure, you have to focus your attention on your specific target market, those who will benefit greatly from what it is that you have to offer. You got to set up a business plan. All right, you may say, well, you're not that professional, you can't do it professionally. You can get that done, later on. But for starters, you got to document the path of what is it that you want to achieve with your business. You got to write it down in black and white. What's the purpose of your business? What are your goals? Who do you intend to reach? How are you going to start this business up? Your financial backative. Do you have the financial wherewithal? If not, are you qualified to be able to, or eligible to be able to apply for financial, assistance to start this business? So all of these things you got to consider. And in the first year of having your business, don't spend too much. Don't go overboard. You're just starting. You're in the growing phase. All businesses start slow, and then it may rise, peak at a plateau, and then it comes back down. That's the whole dynamics of the business cycle, right? So don't overdo it at the beginning. Don't spend too much. Focus on what's essential. And then consider your marketing strategy. How are you going to reach the public with what is it you have to offer? What will your marketing strategy entail? You're going to have to consider a company website, social media. You got to use a lot of social media. So if you're going to go into business, you got to kick that fear out about being scared to promote and put yourself out there, right? But if not, if you can get someone to do it, fine. You're going to have to utilize the technology that's at your disposal to get the word out. Email marketing campaign, you may have to create a logo, all of those little things. Those are like the basic things that you need to consider before you venture out. You can't just say, oh, yes, I have this idea. Okay, I'm ready. I'm in business. You got to strategically plan and put things in place, right? But let's look at the other angle, online marketing. COVID, this pandemic, has forced a lot of persons to now be looking on the online space. Reason being, they now have to be home. They have to work from home. Kids can't go to school. But money still has to be made. I lost my job, but I still have to make some money. So now the online space is where everyone is focusing on. And it's booming right now. I will tell you, it is booming right now. Not everyone has the skill to sell. I've tried it. I've been in a number of health products and selling tangible products for over 10 years, and I failed so many times. And every time I fail, I keep saying, "No, let me try this one. Let me try this one." And I keep failing. And I realized that, Lisa, you're not that good at selling a product. You can't sell. Not everyone has a skill. If you have it, good for you. But if you don't, you gotta know your strengths and your weaknesses. Selling a product is not for me. So the online space suit me, and it may suit you if you take a look at it. You never know. There are many different things you can do in the online space. You have a YouTube channel. You can do drop shipping. You can do e-commerce. You sell stuff. You have your shop online, and you sell things. You sell ebooks. You can become an affiliate marketer, where you sell a number of different programs or educational platforms. That's what I do right now, and I find that I have learned so much. And while learning, I find that it's easier for me. So it really just depends on you and what it is that you find yourself comfortable in doing. There is it's how should I put it now? Online business is not easy. I will tell you up front, it's not. But I will tell you categorically, it's life-changing and it is rewarding, right? And it's not everyone who has the ability, or how should I say? It's not everyone is built for the journey and the process with online marketing. But everyone is capable of doing it. Everyone is capable of doing online marketing. Again, as I said, it's just for you. There are a lot of persons that have dabbled here, have done a little here, a little there in online marketing, and they realize what is best for them. Some persons like the video marketing. They would focus on YouTube channel. Some persons just like affiliate marketing. Some persons love to sell things online. They create their own store. So it just depends on what it is that you want to do. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Online marketing is not for the timid persons. You have to remove that fear. You have to be motivated. And you have to push and say, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to be consistent. That's another thing. You have to be self-motivated and consistent with online marketing. You got to consider investing in yourself, especially if you are starting an online business for the first time. So you're a newbie, you really don't know. There is a learning curve. What I have learned now, I didn't know 3 or so years ago, 5 years ago. I learned the old ways of promoting my business online. But now I have learned so much, and it's because I have taken my life in my hands. Yeah. And I have invested in myself so that I can learn all that I need to learn to build a successful business online. So you have to be prepared to invest in yourself. It's not easy. Any business you do requires some form of investing in yourself for you to learn the skills and learn all that is needed so that you can succeed. The Bible does speak about mentorship, gathering information from those who are experienced. In Proverbs 11:14, it says, "For the lack of guidance, a nation falls, but with many counselors comes deliverance." You got to seek counsel. You got to seek help from those who you know have the experience to help you. Don't shy away. Don't think that you know it all, because surprisingly, you don't. I never ever thought that I knew it all. I knew I didn't know it all. And I had to allow myself to be coachable and want to learn how to build this business, build this successful business online. But I had to reach out and get the information from those who I know have traveled this road, those who I know have been in this space for so long and have learned so much that they can pass on that information to me so that I can learn and know what to do. And that's what I will take. I will say to you all, if you want to start your online business, don't be afraid to reach out to those who have the experience. Invest in yourself, learn, be coachable, get into trainings so that you can be able to put what you have learned into practice and implement it so that your business can succeed. Another thing that you need to consider with online business, you have to consider your why. Why is it that you're doing it? Is it just because, well, okay, the pandemic hit and I just need some money? That's not powerful enough, because the online space is not a get rich quick mentality business. It's not. It takes time. There is growth. There is a growing period. And there is a time when you have to give it all you've got for the first couple of months, well, maybe the first 3 or so months or more before you can see results. So if it's just because you want to make some quick money, no. If you want a sustainable business, one that will last, yep, one that's it's evergreen in nature, it's online business will be around forever, then you want to learn how to build it correctly and properly from the get-go. You want to know what are the you want to start on a solid foundation. And so you need to allow yourself the desire to learn all you can and give it all you've got and focus on why it is that you're doing it. There are persons who said, I'm tired of the 9 to 5. There are persons who really just want to stay home with their children and their family and their husbands. There are persons who really need a financial breakthrough. They need a financial freedom. You can work on your own time. Right now, I'm not doing this full time. I do have my full-time job. You have to know when is the right time to exit the regular 9 to 5 job. But for now, you can work both. But if you don't have a 9 to 5 job, you can focus on the online business. Yes, you can. Right? The online business is very cost effective. It's not, you don't need a lot in terms of financial capital to start an online business. Of course, you look around and you see what you can start with. But I will tell you, you will learn, you will grow, you will evolve, because there is a learning, there's so many learning principles with online marketing. You've got to learn patience, you've got to learn consistency, you've got to learn motivation, and all of that you can apply it in your personal life. So the online space is it's beautiful. And as I said, it is rewarding, very rewarding. I'm going to wind down now, but I just want to let you know that I'm on a platform that teaches persons who want to look at the online space, who want to learn how to build a successful online business. And if it's something that you want to consider, if it's something that you want to look at, then I would say reach out to me. Reach out to me. I will give you all the information that you need. I will set you on the right path. I'll steer you in the right direction. And I can tell you, if you want any information about it, just text the word info to 984-246-7616. Info at 984-246-7616. And I'll be able to give you all the information that's needed so you can start your online journey. So I'm going to conclude. Don't miss your opportunity. Life is flying by. You don't have time to waste being unfocused, intimidated, and letting opportunities pass you up. You have to get focused, be intentional, start taking steps of faith to release the gifts that God has put in you. And make this declaration. I'm going to say, make this declaration to yourself that I will put actions behind my faith. I will not be passive or indifferent. I will demonstrate my faith by taking bold steps to move towards what God has put in my heart. My faith will not be hidden. It will be seen. I know when God sees my faith, He will show up and do amazing things. Everyone, kick that fear out. Kick it out for 2021 and start your business today. Demonstrate your faith, put into action, and watch God do great and marvelous things in your life. Thank you very much.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. That was just straight to the point. And so we want you to give us the number again. They're requesting the number again. So please, what do they need to do? They need to text. I just need to, so I can put it up. Text what? I think I'm not hearing you. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah.
Info.
So text info.
Right. At 984-246.
Okay. To 984. Yes. I want to make sure that I'm putting it up for them to see.
Right.
984.
246.
246.
7616.
7616.
Yes.
All right. All right. So let me put that up for them. So text info to 984-246-7616.
Yes.
I'll just make sure that that goes across the screen so that they can also see it. So I heard you talking about different things, especially when it comes on to, that fear and stuff like that, and backing it up with the word. Everything that we need is in the scripture, but a lot of people don't know that everything backs up the scripture. Everything becomes biblical when it comes on to even an online business. That's right. One other thing I wanted to ask you was so when it comes on to online business and when it comes on to finances, a lot of people are being staggering. I'm going to try this year, next year, put it up. Okay, I'll try next year. And they keep on putting it off and say, and it all boils down to probably fear, as you were suggesting, because if you keep on putting it off, you don't think that you can implement it. Fear of financial failure, fear of not being able to maintain the business, how much it might take off from them and stuff like that. As you have said, in this pandemic, there are a lot of opportunities that has been created. I know that here in the US, we have things like Shopify and stuff like that, and different accounts. It depends on what is available within your country, because this is a worldwide platform.
Right.
And so people have different things, opportunity. And one of the things I know that in addition to what you were talking is that the market, what is very marketable within your country or where you are currently. Like, for example, when the pandemic started, everybody started using masks. So then some people, everybody started making masks. Till now,
That is
mask,
so true.
mask is because, I mean, everybody was making masks. It's not funny. And, like stuff like that. And a lot of people have discovered that when it comes on to food, I used to own a restaurant. Now I can't go out and cook. So now what is happening? A lot of people are putting their business online, the food part, and say delivery.
That's right. That's where
Mhm.
the online, you see, it
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily, when I say online business, it don't necessarily mean affiliate marketing or whatever. Your brick and mortar business, you may have to take it to the online space. And that's why I should have mentioned also, with business, you need to be flexible and need to be you have to adapt with the changes, and if, as in a case like this with this pandemic, what do? You can't just say, whoa, oh my God, I got to shut my business down. No, you've got to know how to use the technology, how to use the social media, and bring your business to the forefront using online space, social media, and still be able to give that product or service that you have to those that really need it. So, I tell you, social media is a powerful thing. It can be bad, it can be good. You just have to know how to use it and use it well to your advantage.
You know what I find? I find that during this COVID, a lot of people, they came out with they went online and they did what they had to do for the online business. Now you think if you had a business and you would have to pay rent, you would have to pay electricity, all these things. And with the online business, you're there at your home, you're doing something you love, and it's at your leisure, but you're putting the love into it. So you're not having all these outside expenses that you normally would have had if you had a business out there. So you're saving money, even though you may have to spend for your domain name and things like that, because it's steps that you have to do. There's steps you have to take to make sure your business has a tax ID number. In every state is different, every place is different, but you have to have that tax ID number to run your business. So there's steps that you have to take in order to have that shop open. But once that is done, you're pretty much free. Your expense is not going to be so high. It's going to you'll be able to manage it.
That's right.
So that's a blessing.
That's why I said that the online space is very, very much cost effective. I mean, the startup cost for any online business is not as great as if you were to start a brick and mortar business. Because just as you mentioned, Prophetess Wanda, looking to find a space to pay rent and then to be paying the light bill, and then you got to get a business line. And I mean, it's a whole lot, you know what I mean? But you're doing it in the comfort of your home. A lot of persons are doing their online business in the comfort of their home. They just need to have Wi-Fi. They need to have a computer or their smartphone and a phone. And I'm telling you, they're good to go. So you don't really spend that much. I'm not saying that you don't have to spend in your online business, but it's not as great as if you were to start.
It won't.
It's not. It's really not. And I think that's the reason why a lot of persons are looking at this space right now. Yeah.
What about franchise?
Booming.
Do you think it's a good idea for someone to go out in like purchase a franchise or something like that?
Not in this time. I would say hold off. Hold off. You know what I mean? Wait, because there is so much uncertainty at this point in time with regards to the economy and if we're going to bounce back, and if so, when. So I'm not saying don't ever look at a franchise, depending on the type of business you do, of course, right? But at this point, now is not the good time. And now is not a time to even think about it, right? Probably after this whole COVID thing blows off, persons are anticipating mid 2021. We don't know, but Going the franchise route can be very expensive. That's another thing, extremely expensive. So you really would have to be sure that you have that, again, as I mentioned, that financial capital that's needed to start a franchise. And if you don't have it, if you haven't saved it up, you will have to know that you are eligible to get that financial assistance that's going to be needed. That loan, that business loan, that's another thing to start that. And it's a lot.
No, but you know what? They have business loans for women. So if you use that, they have a lot of loans for women out there. So when you, especially minority women, so you have to know how to work through the system like that.
Okay, and that's another thing. That's where you have to do your research and find those grants and assistance that will help us.
And everybody's country is different, so there are resources that are available, but there are some generic things. There are some things that are just generic across the world. We all know that there are going to be probably some assistance, some type of loan, something like that somewhere out there that you have to do your own research and not go and try Shopify in St. Martin's or Bahamas if it's not available, kind of like those things, you know. So you have to know what is available within your field. And also, why I brought up franchise, because some people have been doing franchises, but then you have, if you're going to purchase a franchise, you have to have a franchise that has credibility, and not only credibility, but also be able to withstand when something goes down.
Thank you. Yes, that's right.
Right.
That's
because you don't want something that is going to not. I mean, Amazon was able to withstand.
Yes. Oh yes, Amazon came out like the smiling cat here. Yeah, they have benefited tremendously out of this. And you know, they always say sometimes that out of a disappointment or out of a pandemic or anything that's destructive, something good can come out. Now here it is. Amazon has really, what should I say? I'm sure they have made far more money in this pandemic than they probably did before, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of online platforms. See, that's why social media is powerful. See, Facebook is now making money off everybody too, because we have to pay to advertise everything. We have to do everything. We have to do any little online events. The market is being utilized. Zoom, everybody is using all these things. Everybody. So that's why the stocks keep going up, down, up, whatever it is.
That's right. That's right.
So if you're into stocks, you should do business in stock too, you know, online, you know, whatever it is.
Oh yes, everyone is going in the market.
Everyone is. A lot of people are going into the stocks.
One thing I have come to realize is that with the stock, the forex trading, it does require a lot of time. Because you have to follow it. Yeah, my son is in it, and he says, "Mom, you do have to really focus on it, and you got to look at your situation. I still work a 9-to-5 job. I can't focus on it, but I do know that a lot of persons are doing it, and it seems to be very profitable."
He's focusing on it for you.
I want to think so, you know. Yeah. Well, yeah. You say he's taking care of his mom, and you know, I'm telling you, even out of the forex, I mean, he's doing pretty well. I mean, he has, written an ebook to help newbies because there are a lot of new persons who are venturing in this space, the forex, trading. So, I'm telling you, there's so many platforms to look at. So many. Just do the research. Yep.
So I know we all got a lot of information tonight, especially with that. Somebody on this platform, if your fear has been kicked and you're about to try, you can just say kudos and thank Lisa for helping you to kick that fear and going biblical with it too, and giving you some Bible verses. You can't go wrong with that. She just made sure she back it up to let you know that it's there. She gave you the parable with the man that had the talent and everything like that. And some of you have been sitting on some talent, and some of you should have been business owners long time. Not only that, some of you have been given the boss, like you are the baker in the bakery. instead of owning the bakery. And everybody comes to the bakery because they know that when you bake those things, it's good. So if that company cannot do without you because they know that when you bake something, it's good, why not go do something yourself and put it online and let orders come in and those type of things. You got to know how to grasp the concept. And I really want to thank Lisa for being here.
Yes.
I want to thank her for sharing her expertise in that area. And like she said, the info, if you need info, please text the number that you see, because you can get information, and she's willing to help you, to redirect you, and to help you to continue to kick that fear out. So for those of you who are just joining, you will have to just do a replay and watch or share the broadcast with your friends, somebody who wanted to start a business but probably be there hesitating.
Right.
And so share that with them. And we thank Lisa for the powerful information. Prophetess Wanda, I want to thank you for co-hosting with me tonight also. And
Thank
all
you.
of you that joined on YouTube, thank you. All of you that are on Facebook, thank you. All of you that are in a watch party, thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate you just taking the time out to just share with us and to be. If you have questions, you can send the questions over. We will forward them over to Lisa and let her get in touch. If you want to send you have her information, so send the questions to her. And we just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Shalom to all of you. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.